episode of Train Sim World ASMR. So, I know this is a little bit different. Normally, I do not speak onto these, but since we are down here in the San Bernardino yard, we got a huge work order ahead of us this afternoon. I figured I'd do one with a commentary on here, kind of showing y'all how I get these trains assembled, how to work our how to build these trains and get them ready to be hauled. Well, first thing on our work order, we got two GP38. They're Norfolk Southern GP38s. They are ready for their scheduled maintenance. Now, these locomotives, they can make many trips back and forth from Barstow to San Bernardino. Uh, they can make many trips on one tank of fuel. So, but this GP38, and I don't know if you can see the one way down the line. We got to get connected to that one. I think that one's already started. We got a cold start this one. This is the one that had the most of the problems. They actually had to shut this engine down because of some mechanical problems, but it's safe enough to make the trip. And then our SD40s, now we got two different trains over here that are going to have to go up to Barstow. We got a recycled metal manifest, and then we got a mixed freight manifest that all has to go back up to Barstow. This is just a mixed freight, carrying grain, different products and different goods. So, but the SD40s that are connected to these two different trains that we are going to assemble together are all ready they got one more trip in them to make it back up to Barstow so they can be refueled, and then they'll carry some other freight down here to this yard again, and the cycle continues. So anyways, let's go ahead and get on our GP38 from Norfolk Southern, and we'll get it connected up to that other one, but we're gonna have to cold start this one, and I'll kind of show y'all how I do switch my camera settings, which I call it a drone conductor, because we're in here working solely, but normally you would have a conductor that would help you. He'd be hanging off the side of the train, unhooking, uncoupling and recoupling and hooking up air lines, but I'm going to show you how I do it with the little camera. So kind of make everything a little bit easier. You can kind of see what goes on behind the scenes of the ASMR where I'm not talking. So first thing into here, this whole train is shut down. Main breaker's shut off, everything's done. So what we want to do, so we want to go ahead and put it in the start position. We're going to go up here on this main control panel, and we're going to turn on our, there we go, our fuel generator, fuel pump, all that great stuff. The rest of it can pretty much be, hold up, let me do this. Let me sit down real quick, and I got to set the main brake. I don't know why this was done like that. We don't need this in initial reduction. We want that off. We want this set to freight. That way we don't start losing air. This is already set up to lead. None of this stuff is going to work until we turn the breakers on. So I'll show you how to do all of that. So you want to go up here, start from the top, and just kind of work your way down. Turn everything on that can be switched on. If it doesn't give you an option to turn it on, just you ain't gonna be able to do anything with it. There's just no option there. So, but we do not want to flip this main breaker yet. We want to get everything switched, because it's actually not good on the controls to have all these circuits opened and then you hit the main breaker. The only one that you want to leave off is your warnings device, because we are out in the yard. There's no reason why we need an alerter. We're not out on the main line. We need your main generator and auxiliary, and then you want to hit this. We don't need a fuel test. That's all pretty good. We know the fuel is working. We'll turn on our lights after we get this thing running. So we got that. Let's see. Switch this. Go. Come on, man. Alright, there we go. I had to get through the door there. These things are so picky. fuel pump on, so now we want to go ahead and prime it up. Alright. Do it for 5 seconds and then pull this over. Hear it start. There we go. It'll let you operate the throttle right here, but I don't think it'll let you do it on the GP38s. I know it'll let you do it on the SD40s where you can rev up the train. So, but anyways, we got it started. Go ahead and start assembling our train now. We're done in here, all that's good. Go ahead and turn on your number lights, that way you can be identified. Just turn any lights, just go ahead and just turn them on. Whatever lights you got available. Only ones I don't turn on is like the rear lights. You want this set up for short hood because this will be the front of the train for now. Turn them on bright. Turn the flashers on. That way everybody can see us. Now we want to turn on our radio system, which this is what controls other trains that are connected to you. Now, so now that we're building up brake pressure, it's building up air pressure right now, so we're going to go to our outside camera. Now, right now this is just a free camera, so the one that we want to use is the one that goes on to the train. So what you're going to do is you go, like if you're doing this on PlayStation, go to your options, go to settings, heads up, and you go down. Alright, right here where it says external, you got free, external, head out. You want to use external. I didn't realize I was already in external. So, but anyways, go to external, and basically if you had a conductor, you know, he would get on the end of the train right here, and whenever you get backed up, he would help you couple it up, hook up the airlines, or you would have to manually get out and do it yourself. So go ahead and throw this into reverse. Oh, wait a minute. The dynamic brake is in setup. That's the reason why it's lit up red. If you see that, just bring it back like this, pop this into neutral, go back, and I don't know why it's actually in red right now, because we're in let's release. And the train's going to start rolling as soon as you do this, so you got to watch that. What we're trying to do is we're wanting to back up, but we're wanting the train to build. I don't know what is going on with this thing right now. I don't know why the dynamic brake is acting up right now. Got to find that bell button, because that is not going to work there. Alright. Okay, there it goes. I hear the compressor kicking in now. Now, I don't know why it's wanting to act up or not wanting to run right now, or what in the world is going on. I'm not really sure. For some reason we're still lit up red, and I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why. See, I'm already being dumb. And I do this all the time. Alright, so if you see that red icon, you done reset everything. What it is because you forgot to put the switch into run. It ain't gonna go nowhere unless you put it into run. So that's my bad. Let's go ahead and get this door open so we can see where we're going. See, I drive these things all the time. There's so many things, even I forget some of this stuff. So let me actually get us turned around where we can see what we're doing. We'll go to the outside view. Go ahead and give it one notch of power before we knock off the brake. See where we're going. See, that's the reason why it would be important for you to have another driver or your conductor back here, or your, another person on the train. Not just watch through this thing. Now, whenever you're coupling trains, I'm just trying to do what I can to help somebody. I know people like my ASMR where I don't talk. I'm hoping that I'm helping people out on here whenever if they're having troubles getting their trains to move or whatnot, or you have problems. This is just a kind of like a tutorial, and I'm just kind of showing you how to assemble these trains and what all I'm doing. When I'm building scenarios, because I get upset sometimes the scenarios that they offer with these games, they don't. In these different challenges, they don't work. Done had a few through CSX that they put me on jobs for. Didn't have enough power to pull what I was supposed to be pulling. Okay, now before we connect, go ahead and apply the brake real quick. Now, your conductor, your helper, he would get down here. You would have to hit this bar. They got to be unlocked. So there we go. Now, if you're in external camera view mode, your helper can only go. See how it limits me? He can only go so far away. So you got to be close. Now, if you go into free camera mode, you can pretty much take the camera wherever you want to, but it may not always be able to uncouple this. So you want to treat your external camera as like a person that's trying to help you. That's what I try to do. Make it look like a person's actually getting to the back of the train. You gotta get what I'm saying. We'll go ahead and release our brakes. Just give it some power. Connect at about like 3 to 5 miles, below 5 miles per hour. There we go. We know that they're coupled. Go ahead and set your brake. That air hits it. That's going to be another thing. So we're going to have to figure out what's going on with this other engine. So knock this out. Back here. Alright, so we're going to have to go back there and go set this up. Set that to trail. Anytime you hear all that, now leave everything else alone. That's the only thing you want to switch is the trail. Now if you want to, you can turn on the your number lights and stuff like that, and of course we're going to have to turn all this on, make sure, and the front headlight, we'll figure out what's going on whenever we assemble them as to which lights themselves are going to be on, but as for everything else, you want to turn on the lights. Ditch control, alright, right there, that's it, we're good. So, because we may end up having to swap up here to this engine. Just depends on what direction we're going, which I'm going to show y'all on the map how you assemble this. So, alright, we got this. zoom in. So we're connected. We got both of these GP38s. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take these GP38s down the line, and we're going to actually connect them to this first train that's it's got recycled metal into it. We're going to put, connect our GP38s to this SD40. Then we'll have to walk, let me see, that's what I was trying to figure out. Which one is it going to be easier? We're going to have to walk probably up to here, get this one, go back, and then we'll have to take the SD40, connect it up to these, then bring them back up here, reconnect it to the same train, and then come over here and grab these. That way all of our locomotives is up front. So that's kind of what my idea is right now. But either way, this is going to be we're going to lead with the GP38s. It should be able to control the SD40s, so we'll be able to figure it out along the way. Like I said, this is like, so if I move the train, this camera is going to move with it. I'll show you. Back up. There we go. See how I'm moving with it, or the camera's moving with the train? So, kind of simulate like a drive-by with this. Yeah, it's going to try to stay with the train. So normally a guy, somebody can walk 6 miles per hour. So he would go back to the back of the train, he would get it and catch onto it right there and step up. Got to be below 10 miles per hour to do this. So your conductor or your helper person is going to be right here. Let's get rid of that bell. Alright, so now that we've done this, we're going to go ahead and apply some of our brakes, come to a stop, because we have to before we get off of this siding, we have to let basically dispatch know which way we're trying to go. So we're going to take this train, and we're going to have to go down here, and we're going to have to get it right there. That way we can get down the appropriate siding. So right here, that's our first move, and once we get down there, then we'll back up the line and get connected with our other locomotives. So let's go ahead. Probably don't even need to put the reverser in, but knock this bell off. It's going to start rolling on its own because we're on a 1% grade. So let's see if I can move this thing over. This to be, actually that's going to be the front, so we're going to do that. We'll just hang out right here. But yeah, anyway, so once we get down here, we're going to pull past both of these loaded trains, and down here we'll connect up to the SD40 that's hauling the recycled metal manifest, and then we got a mixed freight manifest. We're going to get connected to it, and then we're going to grab the SD40 down here at the end of this train, come back up here, or come back down the line and grab these two SD40s, connect up to them, go back up the line, and get all of our engines facing, headed north. And we're going to pull this one massive train up north. But we're going to be driving it up from the GP38s because the work order is stating that these are, due for maintenance. So we're going to have to break this train down once we get there and get these GP38s in the shop, and then we'll refuel the SD40s and take them to be unloaded. That's pretty much what the work order is. It's all just, just riding it along from here. So I'm going to try not to run my mouth the whole time. some back detail. Make sure you clear the track back here, because this is what's going to dictate what direction you're going back this way. But you're going to have to go to your switcher pad or your map, and what we're trying to do is we're going to have to click on this train, set path, and we're going to come down this line right here. This is the line that we want to come down. That way we're right next to this train. Or it doesn't really matter, as long as you get up to at least here. This is what's going to decide, because these are all switch tracks. You see how as I highlight them, they show different blue tracks. Alright, so we got to clear all of this. So we're going to have to come up to, right, we'll have to come up to here realistically, just to make sure we clear all the tracks. So, alright, now we're going to be going backwards. Now, you can go through, you can kind of see which route it's going to take you. So it's putting a track in between us and our train, which is fine, as long as we get back up to here, and then we'll pull back forward trains going to a metal facility, and that's steel plates. That's what they use to make pipes and stuff like that with. These are steel plates right there. Those things are extremely heavy too. We're working Sills pipe and steel. I watched them roll this metal out. We had to weld it up to make pipes for like bridges and stuff like that. And that other GP38 seems like it's running over there too. So these two never shut down. We're gonna get this one started up. I thought it was gonna go through the auto start. But it didn't do it. So that one's running. I can see the smoke coming out of the top of it. Now these trains in real life, they got monitoring systems on them that can tell, you know, your dispatcher or your yard master if you're flying through here, if you're speeding. So you're really not trying to get off into the red. Yellow is in caution, saying, hey, you know, you're missing to get into an area where you're missing to get in trouble. We try to do our best to maintain speed, but it's not always perfect. Alright, go ahead and knock off all power now. What you want to do is back this up. You want to clear this. You want to make sure that the front of the train has done clear the spot. We'll go ahead and start applying some more brakes. You know, right there. Alright, bring your mat back up. You're going to have to, like I said, show dispatch where you're trying to go to. And we're wanting to connect to this other GP38 over here. So you want to get, remember, you want to get close enough where your little camera, your conductor drone, whatever, can get out there and uncouple and do the things that it needs to do. Because if you're way back up here, up the line, your camera's not going to go far enough to activate it. Then you'll have to get out of the train and go walk it, which is, you know, which is fine. So we're going to have to start up that other locomotive anyway. So, alright, switch. Give it a little bit of, I guess, we're kind of on a downhill. We didn't really have to give it power, but it's good to do. Like if you're on a hill, it's kind of like driving a manual transmission car. I know a lot of people don't know about that these days, but all my cars that I own are manual transmission. And believe me, you better be up underneath power on a hill, or else the person that's behind you, possibly in a drive-through, is not going to like you. Don't ask me how I know this already. Whenever I was learning how to drive stick shift, a woman was very upset with me. Luckily there was no significant damage, but I learned how to cheat and use the emergency brake instead of just trying to operate power and clutch and all that other stuff. Anyways, yeah, give it a little bit more juice. Once we get down here, we'll get the other GP8 started up that we're pulling. I thought it was already started, but actually it wasn't. Go back to our production view. Yeah, this place has got some nice scenery in it though. Good, relaxing sounds. Nothing like too crazy loud. Taking off a little bit too fast now. So we want to be back up in the main engine gear because we got to be watching what's going on. We don't want to slam into the other train. See, 'cause it almost looked like we were going for that SD40, but actually we wasn't. So it can get scary out here, man. I'd be afraid. Sometimes I'd be like, wait a minute, are we going to run into that? But you just got to trust. You got to check your line, your switcher. Make sure you are on the correct this one's going to be our middle one now. Alright, so go ahead. Alright, so we got, go ahead and knock our reverser out. What we want to do is we're going to turn this headlight off, turn the flash control off, because this is no longer going to be the lead locomotive. Make sure the reverser is in neutral. Before we knock out our brakes, let's go ahead and take our reverser out. We got to go up here and we got to do some stuff. We got to go get this other engine started, get the brakes applied, and we're going to make this our lead. Same thing with the other engine. Get up here. Yep, everything's turned off. I don't know why I didn't notice this. The lights are on. Okay, let's just go down the line. Leave warning devices off. Accidentally. That gets on my nerves. I accidentally put that. You don't ever want to turn that on at first. You want to make sure everything is turned on before you flip that main breaker. Okay, now we can do that. Make sure your fuel pump control, your generator control, all that is on. What we're going to set this up for is lead. It's going to lose some air for right now, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and set the brake. We're going to go out here and go start this one. We should have done that at first. I thought it was already started, so that's my bad. It's kind of hard to tell which engines are actually running. Whoa, why is everything? We got a flashlight. Yeah, there we go. Back here, we're going to have to set the other brake up in the trail because there are so many switches not devices. Okay, we're good here. Remember, this is what we forgot earlier. Run. Alright. Make sure we got all of our platform lights on. Sit down. Light control. Good. Rear light, we don't need none of that on. Put our reverser handle in here, but before we do anything, we gotta throw our other locomotive in the trailer because it's now going to be a trailer. See, the GP38, you gotta manually go in here and set these up. So this is going to be trail. We're going to actually leave our banking on. We'll turn it off in here. We'll turn it on in the other one so it can communicate with these trains. Alright, everything's good into here. Make sure this is in trail. What we're going to do is we're going to release this. Release. We're going to set this to out or cut out. And then we should be able to get ready to back up now. When we do that, we'll go ahead and unlock our locomotive real quick. We'll actually pick this one up too. We want the GP38s at the front of the train. Because they will be the first ones to split off to go to the to get service. Yes, these all they're going to be getting is fuel when they're at the Barstow yard. set? No. Let's set this one up. Don't need no lights or anything like that over here except for these. No reverser handle, none of that's going to go into here. We're just going to start this one up. Everything ready to go. So we're going to move down the line to go get our SD40s and get them connected. With the turbo turned off, the train doesn't make enough power. It just doesn't run correctly. I've never actually tried to turn the boost off, which is what the turbo is. It creates a boost. Never really tried to mess with that yet. So, alright, there we go. Switch this into start. Same thing, and as we work our way back up forward, we will try to make sure all these are set up correctly. This is going to be lead or dead. You want your brakes applied fully, and then you want to turn on. Boom. So now we are in control. This is considered as the front of this train now. That was a bad idea. I didn't realize I left the reverser. Now this we just identified that this is now one complete train. See how it lit up all the other locomotives with each other and connected them with it. There you go. That's what we're going for. So now what we got to do, what we can do is we can disconnect, go up here. Remember, we need these at the front of the train, so we're going to leave all this over here running. What we're going to have to do is get out of this train, go get this one, disconnect it, come back down the line and connect up to our other SD40s, come down the line again and go back up the line to get them all at the front of the train. You'll kind of see what's going on as I do it. So make sure this is in neutral, full brake is applied, and this needs to be set to freight. If I'm not mistaken, I think the other ones were set to freight. I'm pretty sure they was freight. It'll be something to check. You definitely don't want a train dragging itself down the track or wondering why your brakes are not operating. You're going to have a 3% raise. It's not good. Yeah, see right high-step mode, getting it. No, I'm saying. Yeah, we're making a move. We don't want it to take all day. I do not hear this train running neither, so we're going to get into here. Oh boy, it's going to be a lot of starting up engines, which I'm pretty sure you would have to do out in real life too. So let's sit down, see if this train is actually running. Let me stand up. No, this train's going to have to be cold started too. Dang, they shut everything off. Alright, same procedure. Start. You can turn on all your lights here in just a little bit, but you want to make sure that you don't have to have the generator field on right now, but you do need the fuel pump and all that on. We're going to set this up to lead. Dependent. Pull out. Release. Go to freight. Alright. See, it's not running right now, so it's not going to even build up air pressure. So, let's go ahead and get this thing going. Same thing, just turn everything on except for the warning devices, just to be on the safe side. Oh, yeah, sometimes working with this stuff gets a little bit aggravating. There we go. Don't turn your main breaker, none of that on until we get all these switches done. And now we can turn, oops, well it was already closed, but anyways, alright. So everything on except for warning devices in the run position. Now, see, we don't have to go outside to start this one. We can actually start this one up in here. So, go ahead and I think it's like 10 seconds. That's what you hold it for. I've started at SD40. I done worked so many other places now. Got used to the new locomotives. Yeah, here we go, right here. Okay, so we've already got some type of problem because the fuel pump's not priming up. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Turn that on. Throw our reverser handle in. Just, I don't know if that would have anything to do with it, but alright. Fuel test light. It's on. It's going. We're just gonna hit the emergency cutoff just to make sure that this thing's gonna do right. May have to reset the system. Alright. So let's do it now. That's what it was. I had to cut that circuit breaker. Alright, you saw how your fuel pressure shot up here? On the SD40s it will go up. On the older ones it doesn't do it. This door open for right now because we're going to be running back and forth everywhere. We got to get uncoupled out here. So now that we are fixing to be moving this train, this will be the point in time where you want to start warning people around you. Hey, we're getting ready to do some stuff. We'll turn because this is a single locomotive. You want it bright up in the front and the rear. All right, lead and freight. We don't have to turn on the banking column because we don't have another engine connected to us, but once we move down the line we will. So remember, last thing to do, always make sure this is in the run position or else you're not going to go anywhere while the engine is warming up. We'll go down here and get this disconnected. cut bar on this, you can get it on the train. Just want to disconnect it. Alright, we will shut that door up here. Alright, so now that we got this train fully started, we're ready to go. Everything's set up the way that we need to. We want to get onto our map, and we want to signify where we are going to take this locomotive. We are going to take it up here. That's enough. You got room in between the tracks right here where you can pull that locomotive, but just to be on the safe side, still you want to go as far back as you can, because you don't want it getting stuck on the track switch and all. Oh boy, we're losing daylight quick. Alright. Don't need that. Yeah, we need that off. Okay. Sometimes this thing will be left in dynamic setup, so we'll be backwards. To set our engineer or our conductor drone back here. He's going to be hanging off the back because he will be attached to the other SD40s down at the other end of the train. So it looks like a pretty good spot to start out at. Let's go ahead and do it. So power. Something's going on. Alright. And it's something with our brakes. Take this up here. Yeah, we're disconnected. Back inside. See, this has got to be the heater dead. See if it's cut out. You have to have that full brake. Yeah, alright, so something's going on with our braking mechanism. I already have got an hour into this thing. We're already running into problems. We'll try this one more time to see if I got it. There it goes. Alright, I had to reset the brakes. Alright, so we're good. We're good. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Sometimes you got to go through and cycle these things more than once and switch these around and look for your brake pressure. See, I can monitor my brake pressure on my heads-up display, but in case you don't have it, this brake pressure in the equalizer, your brake pressure pipe has to be 90 pounds before this thing will move. But anyways, guys, I will catch y'all on the next episode. We're going to head down to the other end of the line and get connected up to our SD40s, and we will continue assembling this train. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, I wanted to kind of show y'all how I make this stuff and what is the operating procedure. And the only way I can do that is to actually talk and show you. But after we get this train assembled and we head back up to Barstow, we're going to have some ASMR out of it where there's no driving the train and enjoying the view, but it will be at nighttime. So it looks like we're running out of daylight right now. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you all in the next episode as we get